To many, the fall of the Berlin Wall evokes images of large groups of aggressive protesters charging the wall and overpowering the guards, forcing it to fall. To the most patriotic of Americans, it evokes an image of President Ronald Reagan emphatically declaring, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Of course, Reagan's speech took place over 2 years before the wall actually fell, but when it did, it was not an inspiring show of the populace overpowering their oppressors. It was a complete accident caused by poor communication. Though there were countless peaceful protests leading up to the fall of the Berlin Wall, with the largest ones exceeding 500,000 people, the actual events that would bring about the wall's end began in June of 1989. The Hungarian government dismantled the electrified fence between Hungary and Austria, though this was mostly for show. They had invited Western camera crews to film the dismantling, but the border remained heavily guarded. The following month, one of the gates between Austria and Hungary was opened as a way to test Gorbachev. There was no reaction by the USSR, so thousands of East Germans began escaping to Austria via Hungary. There were so many people that Hungary had to close off its border to East German tourists, and the East German government banned travel to Hungary. But this didn't actually stop anything, as the East Germans just continued traveling to Austria via Czechoslovakia instead. Czechoslovakia wasn't a part of the USSR, but it was considered a Soviet satellite state. As such, the border between the two nations had long remained open, so no restrictions were initially placed on this travel. However, the mass exodus of East Germans eventually became too much for both countries to adequately deal with. East Germany's longtime leader, Erich Honecker, resigned on October the 18th, and later that day, he'd been replaced by Egon Krenz. Trying to handle the exodus was one of Krenz's first orders of business, and he came up with a plan to ease the strain on both East Germany and Czechoslovakia. Since the East German tourists were all just trying to either cross into West Germany or go to the West German embassy in Prague, Krenz decided to allow people to travel directly from East Germany into West Germany, including from East to West Berlin through the wall. The decision was made on November the 9th, and the changes were meant to take place the following day so that the border guards could be informed. Gunter Schabalski, a leader and spokesman of the Socialist Unity Party of Germany, had a scheduled press conference that day.